Hi students, we are going to solve when given the point on the terminal side. So here's some notes I want you to jot down real quick. I'm going to dive right in. So here is an example of how the problems sound. It says that this point, -3, 6, is a point on the terminal side of theta in standard position, and find the exact value of the 6 trigonometric functions. So let me show you what they mean. I'm graphing the point right here. There's a plane or grid, and I put a point at -3, 6 as it says. And it says this is a point on the terminal side. In other words, there is an angle here. So your first step is to graph the point. Your second step is to extend a segment to the origin so you can see what they're talking about. So I've created this. This is the hypotenuse. So it's almost as if there's this little angle here, and this is the terminal side, and of course you assume that that's the initial side, but you don't have to draw it. So step 1, graph the point. You've done it. Extend a segment to the origin, and now this segment in number 2 will be the hypotenuse. You got to create a right triangle using the x-axis. Disclaimer, do not go to the y-axis. Go to the x-axis. Come straight down and create a right triangle right there. So your right angle is on the x-axis. Let me repeat that. Your right angle is on the x-axis. And this, let me get another color. This angle right here, theta, is your reference angle right there. So the angle adjacent to the origin is called your reference angle. I'm reading number 4 right now. Let me pause this and bring it down. Hold on. So you've got your reference angle, but we want to find out what it is. So you have to solve this triangle. Now, before you start panicking and thinking that you don't have enough information, you really do. If this point was -3, 6, and you have extended it to the origin, what is the length of this side? It is 3. I know it's really going -3, but the length of the side is 3 because from here to here is 3. What is the length of this side? Well, it is 6. So now you can use the 3 and the 6 and go ahead and solve this to find your trig functions. Okay, so I've written the 6 functions that they're talking about, but I do need the length of this hypotenuse. So 3 squared is 9. Plus 6 squared is 36, so you get 45. So it's really going to be the square root of 45 to 3 root 5. So this is 3 root 5. Do not make it a decimal. Leave it exact. So now my sine of theta, here's theta, and if you need to write SOHCAHTOA, do it. SOHCAHTOA. The sine of theta is opposite over hypotenuse, so it's 6 over 3 root 5. Well, this does simplify. I'm going to wait. I like to wait till I simplify, and you'll see in a moment. Because the cosecant is actually the reciprocal of this, and it's 3 root 5 over 6. So I don't like to get rid of that root 5 yet because I need it for the cosecant. And now the cosine is the adjacent over the hypotenuse, so I have 3 over 3 root 5, and I have the good intentions of simplifying this in just a moment, or rationalizing the denominator, I should say. But before I do, the secant is the inverse. I just flip it over. And now the tangent is opposite over adjacent, right? So it's 6 over 3. But now I have to be kind of careful because it wasn't just 3. It was actually -3. So I need to make sure I do that. Now I didn't have to change my sign because the sign was this positive over this positive, right? So the only thing that has a negative here is this side. I'm probably going to have to make that clearer in class. And now this is negative. And the cotangent is simply -3 over 6. So anywhere I used a 3, I had to make sure I used a -3. Now, let me clean that up by simplifying. Okay, so I have 2 root 5 over 5, negative root 5 over 5, negative 2, root 5 over 2, negative root 5, and negative 1/2. We are already at over 5 minutes, so I'm going to stop right there. Make sure that you write down these directions because they're going to help you. And after you do this 3 or 4 times, you'll probably have it. But historically, I can tell you that kids forget what to do 3 days from now. So if you have the notes, it'll help. So you guys take care.